What do these characters have to do with each other? Well, they are all part of horror media. You've definitely seen them before in movies, TV shows, or other video games. But they're also part of this game called Dead by Daylight. There's a chance you've heard about it, seen gameplay, and if you're a big horror fan, you've probably wondered, how is the game and is it worth playing? Well, if you're a new player, my answer is no. And if you played before and have wondered whether to try it out again, my answer is still no. But if you're still interested in the game, want to know what it's all about, or want to know why I don't recommend it, keep watching, I'll explain everything. So what is Dead by Daylight? It is a multiplayer survival horror game. You either play as a killer or a survivor, with 1 killer and 4 survivors per match. Dead by Daylight has 3 different game modes: killer, survivor, and custom matches. The killers. There are 37 different killers. You definitely recognize some of them as they are horror icons. Besides looking different, each character has its own different ability. That way, it's not different skin, same kit. Everyone is different, and with 37 killers, there will be a character that fits your game style. Besides having different abilities, each character comes with 3 different perks. So what do perks do? Perks help you control the way the match goes. Some help you damage people faster, some help you stall the game, some help you find people. The way you unlock perks and other useful things is the blood web. Each character has one, and to progress, you have to collect blood points. You get these from playing matches. The better you do in a match, the more you get. Once you hit the end of the blood web, you unlock your unique perk for everyone else. To benefit your abilities, each killer has its own different add-ons. These help you recover your ability quicker, make them last longer, usually to just another second or 2. Killers and survivors are able to bring offerings. These allow you to pick a certain map. They can boost the blood points you obtain, or they can make the map a bit more foggy. So the way the game works, survivors have a job of completing 5 generators. Once they finish them, they have to open a gate, and then they are able to leave. Your job as a killer is to monitor the generators and try to eliminate the survivors before they can finish them and leave. Using your perks, you can slow their ability to do the generators, or you can ignore them completely and just hunt the survivors down. Once you damage a survivor enough, they go down and you can hook them. You have to hook them 3 times to eliminate them permanently. With 4 survivors and 3 lives each, you'll be dealing with the hooks about 12 times to win the game, unless you bring a Mori as an offering. Survivors. There's 45 different survivors, and I'm sure you recognize some of these as well. Just like killers, each survivor has 3 unique perks and a blood web to help them obtain items and rank up perks. The perks of survivors focus on doing gens faster, surviving longer, healing others, or hiding better. A lot of the perks are split between helping others or helping yourself. Since they don't have abilities, survivors are able to bring items. These can help you do generators faster, help you heal quicker, or blind the killer, which stuns them for a few seconds. These do stack, so make sure you combine them to do stuff quicker and more efficiently. Loading up into a match, your job is to analyze the map, see where you're at, and find some generators. Each generator takes about 90 seconds. You're able to use perks, items, or do one together, making this time slightly shorter. As a group, your job is to do all 5 generators, open the gate, and leave. In theory, you could finish all generators and leave in a few minutes, but since the killer's job is to stop this, you're usually being chased, you end up healing others or unhooking your teammates, which can cause a snowball effect of no one doing generators and everyone dying together. There are 54 different maps, with the word different being a stretch. Some of these are the same map, just a slightly different version. You have inside maps, outside maps, and hybrids, as in they have an outside and inside part to play in. An interesting thing to note is that some of the walls and generators aren't always in the same place, so you can't just memorize the exact layout. Just like most games, this game also has a battle pass, and honestly, I think this one is really bad. Some matches take a long time, and you do have missions to help you progress, but it adds up really slowly, and I don't recommend it unless you dedicate your life to this game, or you have money to spend. Speaking of money to spend, they have a shop, and this is where you can buy costumes for your survivors and killers. There's an insane variety, and a lot of it looks really good, so you can make your characters more personal to you. DLC in this game comes in the form of buying survivors and killers. If you wait for a sale, you can get a lot of these for a few dollars, so save the money from a battle pass and just get more characters or some dub clothes for your characters. Custom games. They added a feature where you can add survivor bots, and this is really useful if you want to practice a certain killer without fear of being destroyed. You have access to all items, perks, and add-ons, and note, you still need the required killers and survivors to use them. And this is also where you can go play with your friends and take turns being the killer and have some fun. The bad, and there's a lot. There's a chance you started playing this game because you saw your favorite horror character and decided to play them and found out right away it wasn't fun. Yeah. One big problem with this game is that not all killers are built the same, and chances are your favorite killer is low in the tier list. This game focuses more on characters that can move fast and far. Some characters either lose their ability quickly or their power is so insignificant it's like they have no power. This problem is magnified with the difference of inside and outside maps. Some characters are incredibly reliant on having a good map to do anything. And although killers and survivors can bring a map offering, there is for survivors, so your chances of getting a good map isn't very high. So get used to being sent to the worst maps constantly. This, however, isn't a problem for the best killers since they can perform amazing no matter the perks, the maps, or add-ons. With so many killer and survivor perks, you're going to realize that not all perks are built the same. The longer you play, the more you're going to realize that everyone is using the same perks over and over. This is what we call the meta. Most people don't change it up because usually when you switch up, you'll lose more, and when you see that the opposite side was using the meta, you go back to using it as well. This creates a horrible back and forth where everyone is scared of straying from the meta and losing. It's really disappointing. Now, one small problem with the meta is that it can change in an instant. The game developers keep track of which killers get used the most and which perks get used the most. They like to switch up the way things work, so you can take a few days off and you might come back to perks, add-ons, or abilities to be completely different. This does add some spice, but it can be really disappointing if you took time to understand the mechanics of a certain thing. The best case scenario for survivors can be really boring, since you're just doing generators. Each one takes 90 seconds. They can be done quicker if using perks and items. However, do understand that the killer also has perks to slow you down, so those 90 seconds might turn into a few minutes of trying to finish one generator. Even though it seems so simple and you have 4 survivors, there will be matches where everyone dies before a single generator is done. Suppose you finish all the gens, you still have to open the gate. Yes, there is perks that help you open them quicker, but the killer also has perks that can make you open them much slower. Get used to the stimulating gameplay of just waiting constantly. There are certain killer game styles that not everyone is a fan of. There is face camping, where you stay in front of a hooked survivor to prevent others from rescuing them. Proxy camping is almost the same thing, except you're a little bit farther away. They added a new mechanic where if someone is face camping you, you're able to unhook yourself. Tunneling. You go after the same survivor until you take them out. If you're not as good as your teammates, or the killer sees that you're a weak link, get used to being tunneled. There is perks that can help you survive a bit longer if you're being tunneled. Your teammates can also take hits for you, but at the end of the day, if the killer wants you gone, you're done. Slugging can be beneficial for the killer when the hook is too far away or they're scared of picking you up. This can be a problem because you're unable to do anything and you're stuck not even really playing the game. 3gen. Holding a 3gen is when you check the same 3 generators that are near each other. You go back and forth until one party messes up and causes a snowball effect. Usually these matches can be really hard to win, especially if you lost a team member early on. These matches can last up to half an hour or more, with neither side really having fun. If you're a survivor, most matches aren't you versus the killer. Sometimes it's you versus your own teammates. Your teammates can sabotage you, or leave you in horrible positions where you're fighting for your life. Your teammates can suddenly leave at any moment, turning a 4v1 into a 3v1 or a 2v1. They added a mechanic where if someone leaves, they're replaced with bots, but this doesn't help if your teammates end themselves on purpose. This game can be fun sometimes, but it's not for everyone. This game is not new user friendly at all, and you will quickly realize this. There is so many more things that can go wrong for both sides that I neglected to mention, but in fear of seeming like I just want to bag on this game, I just mentioned the bigger problems. I really don't recommend this game at all for new players, and it is really disappointing because a lot of the characters are really well done, and the idea of this game is amazing. This is one of the few games that I've played where even if I win, sometimes I'm just as mad as if I would've lost. There is so many perks, add-ons, maps, mechanics, buffs and nerfs that you have to keep track of, and it is overwhelming. If you really want anything to do with this game, I recommend you just watch other people play it. Don't waste your energy or mentality in actually playing it. If for some reason you decide you want to play this game, then please check out this YouTube channel. Odds has so many detailed informative guides about killer perks, add-ons, abilities. I for one will continue to play this game sparingly since I've already committed some time to it. If you have any strong feelings for this game, please let me know how this game ruined your mental health in the comments, and until the next one.